we're going to go, everybody's going to tell us what you did this summer. No, I'm just kidding. How are you tonight? Thank you. I really appreciate you coming. Thank you, AJ, for putting this together. Dave, the mighty Dave, right here. And I'm Rod Abernethy, and I'm going to sing you songs about my life and about living in the South, and also about living up here. My wife and I go between Cape Cod and North Carolina, back and forth. We love it up here. It's beautiful. So just sit, relax, and try to forget the world's on fire. I have been searching all of my days, all of my days. Many a road, you know, I've been walking on all of my days, and I've been trying to find what's been in my mind as the days keep turning into night. I have been quietly standing in the shade all of my days. Watch the sky breaking on this promise that we made. All of this rain, and I've been trying to find what's been in my mind as the days keep turning into night. Many a night I find myself with no friends standing near. All of my days I cried out loud, shook my hand, said, what am I doing here? All of my days, and I look around me, and my eyes confound me, and it's just too bright as the days keep turning into night. Now I see clearly it's you I'm looking for all of my days. Soon I'll smile, I know I'll feel this loneliness no more. All of my days, for I look around me, and it seems you found me. You're coming inside as the days keep turning into night. As the days keep turning into night, and even breathing feels alright. And even breathing feels alright. feels alright. Thank you. Have anybody that likes to fish? You like fish, yeah. You freshwater fish?
Saltwater.
Saltwater? Well, that's cool. What do you normally catch?
I'm from San Diego, so.
Oh, that's cool. Well, you go way out. Yeah. I took up fishing about 8 years ago. And, you know, I started out doing what everybody does, go on YouTube and look at what people are using. And then I went to a place called Bass Pro Shops. Ever been there? Crazy. Just insane. Like a coliseum of hunting and fishing. You can even buy a burger or a bass boat. And all kinds of lures, miles and miles of lures. I think the lures are there to catch me, though, not the fish. So this friend of ours in Pennsylvania said, you know, Rod, you're into fishing, why don't you come up to our lake and you'll catch some fish. And I went, no, but you'll see me having a good time. I said, no, I guarantee you'll catch some fish if you get out there early in the morning. So I took a kayak and I went out on his lake, and in 30 minutes I caught 7 largemouth bass. Wow. Never done that again. I need to go back there, but I was amazed. And they were like 2-3 pounds. So I was so excited about that I wrote a soundtrack to that experience. And it's called Lucky 7. I hope you like it. called Star Search. Yeah. Well, that was, you've heard of American Idol.
Yeah.
Well, that was kind of the American Idol of the day. And, well, I won't use it on this. Back when I used to be in rock bands in the 80s, one of my last hurrahs was friends of mine said, why don't you audition for Star Search? I went, no, I'm not going to do that. But I did. I'm sorry?
You did?
You
You
did?
did?
Yeah. I actually got on it and had a great time. It was a lot of fun, and I had a band that went out with me, and we got up there and we sang the song, and we lost, but I had a great time. But at the time that I went, I was working with a record producer out there, and he was trying to get me a record deal. And he was like, I don't know if you want to go on that. And I said, well, you know, I've got to do something. So I went on it, lost, went back to his house that night. And he said, Ron, I love you, but you just lost in front of 20 million people. There's no record company in the world that's going to sign you now. So, it is funny. I mean, think about it. I went back to North Carolina, and I thought, well, I want to stay in music, but what am I going to do? I want to play. I want to do something. And fortuitously, a recording studio was looking for a manager and asked me if I would manage their studio. And I went back to Raleigh, and I managed the studio, and then I started writing soundtracks, and then I did more and more. And then all of a sudden I got into video games, and since then I've written over 80 video game soundtracks. And I would not have done that if I hadn't lost on Star Search. So thank you, Star Search. And this is a song that I wrote about coming back to Carolina. I hope you like it. Time was on my side. My daddy said, "Boy, don't run." I kept tearing down the highway, staring at the sun, headed for the west, thinking I could change the world. Oh, nothing could ever stop me when I was 21. A long time ago, seems like yesterday, when I first sat behind the wheel and took off down the road. Little did I know all the lessons I would learn, traveling down these Carolina roads, traveling down these Carolina roads. Tried to find my way through the jungles of LA, walking miles of broken dreams down Melrose Avenue. Promises were made, but there's nothing I could do. I came back to Carolina to make my dreams come true. A long time ago, seems like yesterday, when I first sat behind the wheel and looked down the road. Little did I know all the lessons I learned, traveling down these Carolina roads, traveling down these Carolina roads. Carolina skies, hills of green and blue. Oh, nothing shines as brightly as that Carolina moon. No matter where I go, no matter what I do, through the years. Many roads have come and gone, and I carry with me memories of the people I've known, the girl of my dreams, riding here by my side, and we'll travel to the end of days on these Carolina roads. A long time ago, seems like yesterday, when I built sat behind the wheel, took her down the road. Little did I know all the lessons I would learn, traveling down these Carolina roads, traveling down these Carolina roads. Thank you. Man, that seems like a long time ago. Who was alive in the 80s? I was born and raised in everybody was born and raised, I guess, but I was grew up in a town that was similar to Mayberry. Did you watch Andy Griffith's show, Mayberry R&D? That's kind of what I grew up in. And right now, in the mornings, if you walk down the street and you ask somebody, where's Doc? Because all the guys meet at the drugstore, like they do in every small town. The retired guys go to the drugstore. And they probably say, he's at the drugstore. I just saw him there. But in fact, he's not there because he's not with us anymore. He left us about 8 years ago. But everybody knew Doc, loved him, and this is a song I wrote for my dad. Last Christmas Eve I had a dream. My father was reaching out to me. He was standing near the fireplace. A younger man, I could see his face. He spoke to me and it felt so real. And we talked for hours there in my dream. And sometimes hard to understand. In church when I was only 3, so tall he stood there next to me. He held a hymnal on wide. It was there his voice could ring a mountainside. We took a trip to Spartanburg in his 57 Thunderbird. We walked into the music store. He knew exactly what he was looking for. I had an intuition about his son. Somehow knew the man he would become. And in his own quiet way, he handed me my first guitar that day. Years ago, my brother passed away, and the angel spoke to me that day. As I walked into my father's house, he was standing there reaching out. He gave me such a long embrace. Quiet tears were falling from his face, and I learned how strong a man can be when death befalls a family. Yes, my father was a quiet man, and sometimes hard to understand. I look at him, I see myself in a photograph on the shelf. I watch my son, now he's 21. Father, someday he will become, and I hope someday he'll understand how sometimes I can be a quiet man. My father was a quiet man. And now for a really sad song. Actually, I don't think the song is really sad, it's just, it means a lot to me. How many dog owners do we have? Oh, yeah. What kind of dog do you have?
Yellow lab.
They're great. How about you?
Whippet cross. A whippet.
Oh, I love whippets. Those are great. Do you have a dog, AJ?
I have two pretty mixes. One's a lab and one's a hounded. So.
You've got a hound.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's what I'm going to play about a hound dog.
You'd appreciate it.
You said what?
Wesley would appreciate it.
We have a rescue Treeing Walker Coonhound. And Maddie is her name. And Maddie jumps the fence. She's jumped the fence. It count goes up every time I play. She's probably jumped the fence about 85, 86 times. We've had it for 10 years.
One of my dogs would always jump over the fence.
It's really weird, but you should see her jump the fence because the fence is, well, it's about as high as this, like right here. And there's a rail, well, two rails, kind of like this, that hold the fence up. Kind of like that. And Maddie can jump and put her hind legs on that middle rail and then push off again like she's in the Olympics. And she's gone. And we can't stop her. The only thing we can do is not let her out of the house. And we get calls from people, you know, we just go, oh, there she goes. And she's got a phone number, 2 phone numbers, and we've always gotten a call, which is amazing. There's actually one person who's really mad at us because they don't understand why we can't keep our dog, you know, in the yard. And I went, you don't have a dog. So Maddie was going over the fence one time, and I watched her, and I thought, Maddie needs a soundtrack. Just her whole thing. So here's Maddie's soundtrack, and it's called Over the Fence. So about this time of year, in the summer, how many more days have you got till school? Or are you back in school?
We're back.
Summer just got. Well, right before school, Mom would load us in the car, and we would go visit her parents in Georgia. But she would wake us up at 4 in the morning to get in the car. And this was an old car. So remember it was a Buick, it was some 60s Buick, but it had a ledge behind, or under the rear window. You remember when cars had these ledges behind the rear seat? And you could get up there and lay down if you were, like 5 or 6. And I remember sleeping on that ledge and looking at the stars and watching the sunrise. How illegal is that? But it's a great memory. So, the one thing I remember strongly is going down this dirt road in Georgia. There was this long dirt road, and at the end of it was this little house. It was my grandmother's house, maybe 2-bedroom house, and the wood was all grayed out. It wasn't whitewashed, it was just gray pine that was old. And there were pecan trees everywhere, and it was just a great place. And hope I can sing to you how I feel about wanting to go back down on that dirt road. Riding in the back seat of my granddad's Oldsmobile, a dusty trail behind us, we were flying on 4 wheels. The Georgia sun was beaming on endless rows of corn. We made a 2-lane journey to a house at the end of a long dirt road. Dad's rocking on the front porch, Mom's laughing in the den. We'd gather round all safe and sound, we had no worries then. The days went by so quickly, the moon smiling overhead. The nights were calm and peaceful, I could spend forever there. No one said it would be easy to walk this path alone. If I get lost along the way, I dream of that dirt road home. Sitting round the table, so many stories told. Time stands still in black and white. We were young and we were old. Now every wrinkle's a memory in this faded photograph. Feels like I'm trading places with these faces from my past. nighttime comes too soon. I find myself outside alone, smiling at the moon. I'm not that superstitious, but some things I can't explain. How my life just keeps on changing, but my love remains the same. No one said it would be easy to walk this path alone. Oh, if I get lost along the way, I dream of that dirt road home. I dream of that dirt road home. Thank you.
What are the differences for you between the two six-strings?
Tunings,
Yes.
so I don't
Yes.
put you to sleep.
Yes.
Turn the tune between them. And the sound too. This is kind of my finger picking guitar, even though I go back and forth, but they are tuned differently. And I got this one first, and then I needed that one. I've had this 12-string though for almost 30 years. It's just been my one and only. And I was just recently thinking about buying another one just to have it, because you can't find them anymore. They're hard. But thanks for asking. So since you asked a question, I'm going to make you sing along with me now. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's okay. But it is time for a sing-along. And you can sing along if you want. It's really, really easy. And here it goes. Here we go. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's all you gotta do. Yeah, 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 yeah. One more time. Yeah, 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 yeah. One more time. Yeah, 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 yeah. There once was a woman that lived in a shoe. She had so many kids, she didn't know what to do. I asked her one day how she got in such a stew. She said it must be something that I did or I didn't do. Every day I keep trying the best I can do, but it's always something that I did or I didn't do. Yeah, 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 that's great. Yeah, 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 yeah. Once was a man, he'd been married 5 times. He tried and he tried, but he couldn't get things right. I asked him one day, why are they so mad at you? He said it must be something that I did or I didn't do. Every day I keep trying the best I can do, but it's always something that I did or I didn't do. Sometimes I stand tall and sometimes I fall. I can't be to blame for not knowing it all. When trouble comes down from out of the blue, I'm only human, I can only only do the best I can do. Ready? Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. I get these letters from the IRS, and oftentimes it causes me to drink in excess. Can't keep up with it all. They say more taxes are due. Must be something that I did or I didn't do. I say out with the old and in with the new. Always gonna be something that I did or I didn't do. Every day I keep trying the best I can do, but it's always something that I did or I didn't do. Last chance. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Thank you. Good job. And thanks, AJ, for the coffee and donuts, because now they won't come back. Speaking about coffee, I happen to spend my mornings when I'm back home, like my dad goes to the drugstore, I go to the coffee shop. I bet somebody here, there's a coffee shop nearby that you go to every day or somewhere you go. So I was sitting at the coffee shop and thinking, man, there's so many kinds of coffee at night, and a friend of mine, Darren, said, I bet you can't write a song about drinking coffee. And I thought about it, and then I started looking at the menu. And being on the road, I go to Starbucks, and I looked at the menu, and I kept looking at it, and then I went back to the coffee shop, and I thought, well, I said, there's a song here. So I wrote a song about drinking coffee. And there's a video on YouTube, and if you would go to it and hit a like, I can't believe I'm begging people to hit the like, but if you would, go to YouTube and hit like. And here's the coffee song. Double short latte, cafe over ice cream, peppermint mocha, caramel pumpkin spice, a doppio macchiato ice cream, avocado all day, every day, don't stop. I gotta have my cup of joe. Yeah, give me my cup of joe. Grind me up another cup, 'cause I'm a mean lean blue jean caffeinated coffee fiend. Almond milk, soy milk, brown sugar, oat milk. Whip me up some coconut or butter in my favorite cup. I need a nitro alternate infusion. I think I'm having deja brew. I need a cup of joe. Yeah, give me my cup of joe. Grind me up another cup, 'cause I'm a mean, lean, blue jean, caffeinated coffee fiend. Some people say it's overrated, but nothing else keeps me so motivated. Give me my cup of joe. Yeah, give me my cup of joe. Grind me up another dose. I'm a mean. Yeah, I'm a mean lean blue jean carbonated coffee bean. Okay, is it too silly? It's pretty silly.
It is.
It is.
We were having a conversation.
I played it for my son, and he's like, Dad, you know, nobody's going to think that you're going backwards by doing that song. Like, people will still respect you if you do that song. Okay. Because I'm kind of having fun with it. God, I don't know what to do. I'm going to do a brand new song tune for you.
You're making up.
Hmm?
Making up on the spot.
That would really be fun. If you would remember that.
You do
Like,
it again.
10 years from now, you're going, remember that guy that looked like a monkey on a guitar trying to play? Like, no, I can't do that. But I appreciate the thought. I'm going to try this, and I want you to hang with me because it's a good story. My wife likes to go on sailboats and fishing, like deep sea fishing, and like you. And she was in Costa Rica, and I didn't know she was on a boat, and I got a text, and it was her with a fishing rod, big one too, and the fishing rod was like a U. She was like this. I went, oh my God, she's got something really big. And then about 20 minutes later, I get the next one, and she's got a jackfish. Never heard of it. It's like this big.
What?
Yeah, fish about that.
That's longer than my arm.
And all of it. That's. Of course, sometimes you have to be careful because camera angles can make a fish look a lot bigger than it is. But she was holding pretty close.
Like
It-
bigger than your
Yeah, if you do your arms as wide as you can do them, it was about that big. So I had to write something to that, and I did. Thinking about her, it's almost like she was riding a bronco. And so I wrote this tune, I call it Jackfish Rodeo. And this is for Suzanne. And thank you for coming out. You're a great crowd, and thank you for supporting AJ, and thanks for supporting this. Because having live music and having it back again, let me tell you how hard it was as a musician to not have live music for a while. And I will not speak at the dark time again. But I did get my booster this morning, my new booster. And I got my RSV 2 weeks ago, and I got my flu shot. Watch me get all three next week.
What's the difference between the two harmonicas? What are the difference between like the two?
Two harmonicas? Well, they're in different keys.
Oh,
So if I play in a certain key, I use a different harmonica.
I see.
You see I've got letters on them, telling me, like I've got little letters telling me what, so I can remember.
Is that glass, like the see-through thing they put on your pinky? Is it glass?
This?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's glass. I used to have one that was made from a bob,
Oh, really?
and I made it a long time ago, and I didn't have a way to, it was really sharp. But lots of people make these now, and they're just called bottlenecks. And they're glass, and they weigh, but they feel good, like when you're, has kind of a weight to it, so you can do vibrato with it. So about 5 years ago, I can't keep up with time since the dark time that we went through. It's just, I don't know, what day is it, what year is it? But there was a contest going on by American Songwriter. They were having this contest. It was called the Bob Dylan Song Contest. And they were asking people to send in videotapes of them performing their favorite Bob Dylan song. So I happen to have a tape of me playing it, like Dave is doing a very nice tape. Well, I used that tape for my entry, but the thing is, I couldn't remember to send it in. So I made a post note and put it on the back door so I would send in that Bob Dylan thing. And 2 weeks passed, and I still hadn't sent it in. Just ask Suzanne, she'll tell you. I'm like ADD, I can't remember stuff. We went on vacation for 2 weeks. And this is a month that's passed. Came back, there's the post note on the door. Went, oh man, I gotta send that in. And I forgot. So the last day that you could send it in, like 12 o'clock midnight, I got in bed, we were going to bed, and Suzanne finally said, what is that Dylan post note? It says Dylan on the back door. And I jumped out of bed and I sent it in. And forgot about it. And a week later I got an email that I had won the Bob Dylan Song Contest. So you never know what you're going to get. And musicians send out demos and stuff all the time.
what song?
What?
What Bob Dylan song?
It's called Oxford Town. And I'm going to leave you tonight with this song, and keep coming to these. Please support it, because this is great. Thank you for being here. Never done that. My pick went right into the hole. That's okay. I love that. That was good. I wonder what that means.
Where did it go?
It went right into the sound hole.
Oh.
It just went whoop. And it takes a lot to get a pick out of sound. Oxford town, everybody got their face bowed down, sun don't shine above the ground. Hey, I'm going down to Oxford town. Oxford town around the bend, come to the door, couldn't get in, all because the color of their skin. What do you think about that, my friend? Hey, my God, son, we got met with the gas bomb. Don't even know why we come. We're going back where we come from. Son, we got met with a tear gas bomb. Don't even know why we come. We're going back where we come from. Oxford town in the afternoon. 2 men died beneath the Mississippi moon. Everybody's singing a softer tune. Somebody better investigate soon.